See? Now it's getting, it's her internal world. It's not, I'm just getting into it with you.
I mean, this is the first time since I wrote these down just before I did this, I didn't spend a lot of time thinking about it.
I'm glad.
But I would like to, so I probably have to think about it more, but when I think about, if I think about people, the importance of having a generous spirit versus, both of those, I don't know, both of those things seem very important to me. And they seem, I guess,
so let me offer you something, and then this would be, see now we're struggling with the clarity here.
Yeah.
So let me offer something to you. Suppose I say to you, you don't have to stack them.
They can be next to each other. Here's what I'm struggling with. The generosity of spirit was actually something I had in my professional values, and empathy was something I had in my personal values. Because when I was thinking about, and collegiality was a professional value, hard work was actually a personal value. I think creativity I had in both. Now, as I'm looking at them, I didn't pick them that way, so I wasn't like picking from each category or anything,
right,
as you were making us, cut them out. So when I think of generosity of spirit, I didn't say to myself, oh, that's a professional value, because I actually think it fits both.
Right.
So
now, let me stop you. You guys know what's going on, right? And do you understand why I did this? You do. Let me put her in the right side of her head. I didn't ask you for a rational response. I wanted a visceral, emotional, right brain response. If I had said, why don't you rank order them, we'd have a different deal. And frankly, if she rank ordered them, I wouldn't trust it. I wouldn't trust it. No, I'm just telling you something about me, right? And that goes back to what I said earlier on about the leadership. It is not a rational, objective deal. It's not neutral. It's very subjective. So I wanted to keep you in your subjectivity. And I would not, and a lot of people smiled when you said I didn't have a lot of time, because that's the point. You smiled big. That's the point. I want the first reaction, because the first reaction is the truthful one, and it's probably coming out of the right side of her head. It's not coming out of this side, where it's well thought out, rationalized, and unreal. Meaning unreal, like not very personal. Okay, so that's the point of the exercise. I thank you for doing that, and for also kind of entering into the struggle of it. And so when if you're going to do things like this with people, remember that it's got to be that you've got to do the balance. What's this? The weighing of things, because it keeps them away from the rationalization about things. We can rationalize all kinds of stuff. When we're acting, I don't think we're rational. I think there's a part of it that's thought, but there's a heavy ingredient of emotion that goes along with it. Thinking does not bring us to action. If anything, it stops us, because we keep thinking. It's the emotion that combines with it, and that's what emotion is, the combination of the feeling and the thinking. Then we're ready. We're ready. We've got the energy. We don't get the energy from thinking. We get the energy from the feeling and the emotion of it, right? And that's also where the passion is for us as leaders. So to date, what we wanted to do is we wanted to complete the 6 things that we're saying now we take in the room. And you know, you've got that piece there on the data, you know, that says we're taking the purpose in, we're taking our personal preferences in, which we kind of looked at with the Kiersey. We're taking our emotions in, both in terms of our self-awareness and our self-management. We're taking in the biases that we got at with the using the Pew priorities, and we're taking in the values. So here's the question I would ask, and let's just do a quick round the horn here. Given that you've gone through a series of things and exercises, and I'm going to hand out I'll hand out the thing from Goldman here in a minute. But given that you've gone through it, how have things changed for you since the first meeting? This is our 3rd meeting. We've got 3 more, Dan?
We scheduled April, May, and then if we need June.
Okay, so we've got possibly 3 more. But how have things changed for you in the time that we've been working here? Anybody can start and just send it right or left, and we'll. And what I'm saying in that how things change, I'm really focusing on how things change personally for you. Yeah, go ahead.
I think that understanding other leadership styles and understanding all I can really change is me and how I react to that. I think bringing it down to a practical level is when you go into a meeting to do your work, or even a group like this, that you have to be very clear from the outset of what the purpose is with all these different styles, because it's so easy to get sidetracked and whatever. So personally, I think it's a matter of, if it's important, put it in words, focus exactly what you're looking for.
Good.
So,
okay, Earl.
Pass.
Okay.
Well, you know, I think probably I've always been pretty self-analytical, but I've also been probably a little ignorant of some of these tools and instruments that might help with that analysis, and so I really haven't paid that much attention. So what I'm finding is that this is probably helpful in complementing what I might ordinarily do in the way of self-analysis. I mean, it's confirming probably some things that I've thought a lot about. And I would agree with Leslie too, that it's helpful to